Let's get into the glorious chaos that was Grip 146 then. I mean, the title used for the review says it all. Captain Blunt dishes out justice for all.
Huh. Yeah, that definitely sets the tone. Tells you you're in for some tonal whiplash.
So who were the contenders in this unusual group?
Okay, it was a real mix. You had Meatloaf's huge theatrical debut, Bat Outta Hell, classic. Then two absolute giants of thrash metal, Metallica's and Justice for All.
Okay. And Megadeth's debut, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, raw stuff.
Right. Two heavy hitters. And the fourth.
And the fourth. James Blunt's third album, Some Kind of Trouble.
Wow, okay. That's not just random. That feels almost deliberate, like engineered for maximum contrast.
It certainly feels that way. High-concept rock opera, super raw thrash, polished pop singer-songwriter, all in the same ring.
So as we go through the results, what's the main thing we should be looking out for? What does this specific ranking tell us about the reviewer's taste?
Well, the final order really shows a strong preference for, let's say, clean songwriting, maybe thematic consistency, and just sheer listenability.
Listenability, okay.
Yeah, over technical wizardry or, aggressive raw power. That context is going to be crucial as we see who got knocked out.
All right, let's start at the bottom then. The easiest call in the group, apparently. Fourth place, eliminated. Megadeth, Killing Is My Business, and Business Is Good. From 1985.
Yeah, this one got pretty thoroughly taken apart. The critique hit on a few levels. First, just the technical side, like the sound quality.
Exactly. The sources mention poor production quality, and specifically that the vocals just sound completely swamped, like lost in the noise.
Ouch. They really weren't pulling punches.
And the vocal performance itself?
Brutal critique there, too. Greenster Rocks called Dave Mustaine's style high pitch, gruff howling, and basically said, it's not the best vocal performance you ever heard.
That's direct.
It even mentions, almost as an aside, that the album actually sounds better when Mustaine isn't singing.
Wow, that's harsh.
It is, but then it moves beyond just the sound and into the actual songwriting or maybe the riff writing.
Okay, what was the issue there?
The reviewer felt the band was basically asking themselves, how fast can we possibly play these riffs?
Right.
Instead of asking, hey, are these riffs actually any good?
So speed over substance, that's the core criticism.
Pretty much. And this is where that irreverent humor comes in. There's this great little comment that the name Megadeth itself just kind of sounds a bit camp now. Huh.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how a single line like that can just deflate decades of metal.
It's the ultimate subjective takedown, isn't it? Just pure personal reaction.
Totally.
But interestingly, even in what was called a poor effort, they did find one positive note, sort of.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
The last track, Mechanics. It ends with Mustaine shouting this really abrupt, unceremonious, fuck you. And the reviewer kind of reads that as the band almost knowing they were putting out something flawed, like they were getting ahead of the criticism.
A self-aware thrash ending. Interesting. But still, the final verdict was just a poor effort.
Yep, bottom of the pile.
Okay, let's move up one spot. Third place, still eliminated, didn't qualify. But this one's a big name. Metallica and Justice for All.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting because Justice is, it's a landmark album in thrash metal history. So why did it fail here?
Good question. It wasn't production this time, was it?
No, the critique shifted. It wasn't about technical flaws like Megadeth. It was purely about the listening experience. Okay.
Greenster Rocks found it overwhelmingly heavy, like just relentless, especially the early part of the album, and felt it was really crying out for some subtle melody somewhere, anywhere, just a bit of breathing room.
That's fascinating because it really signals what the reviewer values, doesn't it? They're looking for accessibility even within heavy music.
Absolutely. And they acknowledge the album's strengths. They mentioned the Sabbath-esque chugging riffs and the Maiden-esque guitar interludes. So the quality ingredients were recognized.
Right.
But the overall package was just exhausting for them. Too much, too dense.
So why did it end up below Meatloaf specifically? What was the deciding factor there?
It came down to consistency, it seems. The good moments on Justice, while acknowledged, were seen as short-lived. They existed in, track passages rather than whole songs.
Okay. Flashes of brilliance weren't enough.
Exactly. If you're looking for an album that grabs you and keeps you engaged all the way through, a 65-minute beast of pure aggression, well, that just wasn't delivering the consistent experience this reviewer wanted. So the sheer heaviness, the thing many fans love about it, actually worked against it here, kind of ate itself in terms of listenability for this specific judge.
You could say that lack of melodic breathing room, the overwhelming density, It meant that even its power and historical weight couldn't overcome that preference for consistent engagement. It's a huge filter for this album quest.
Definitely tells you a lot about the criteria. Consistency, maybe thematic control. Those seem to be winning.
They really do. Okay, so let's move to the albums that did make it, the qualifiers. Coming in second place, earning a spot in round 2, Meatloaf's 1977 classic, Bat Out of Hell.
Right. Now, this album has consistency, but in a totally different way. Theatricality, right?
Exactly. The review notes it sounds like a stage show musical. You can just picture it being performed live.
Totally.
That high drama, that inspired musical storytelling, that's what seemed to resonate. It provides that kind of thematic glue that the metal albums in this reviewer's ears were missing.
And were there specific highlights mentioned?
Yeah, they called out 2 out of 3 ain't bad is excellent. Good example of that storytelling.
Yeah.
Though it wasn't perfect. The review did say it was a bit inconsistent in places. Mentioned the title track, actually, as maybe not hitting quite as hard.
Interesting. But the real connection seemed to be on that personal, almost humorous level, didn't it? That anecdote.
Oh, absolutely. The personal reaction is key here. The most quoted bit is from Paradise by the Dashboard Light. You know the part.
Where the girl asks, "Do you love me?" For the second time?
Yes, and Meatloaf just replies, "Let me sleep on it."
Ah, classic.
And apparently that moment never fails to get a wry smile from the reviewer.
See, that little detail tells you everything. It's about that pure, emotional, maybe witty narrative connection that's weighing more heavily than technical prowess or genre purity.
Totally. Jim Steinman's songwriting, Meatloaf's delivery, it just hit the right notes for this particular judgment. The drama, the wit, it worked.
Okay, so that sets quite a stage for the #1 spot. If theatrical storytelling, consistency, and engaging musicality are the winning traits, who takes the crown? This is the big surprise of Group 146.
It really is. The winner, described as a strong first place, defying all expectations, James Blunt with some kind of trouble.
Captain Blunt triumphs. Okay? This is where the whole subjective methodology really pays off in terms of shock value, right?
Absolutely. James Blunt taking down Metallica, Megadeth, and Meatloaf. Nobody predicts that in a standard critical assessment.
So unpack this for us. Why James Blunt? How did some kind of trouble succeed where the others, especially the metal giants, failed according to these specific criteria?
Well, let's look back at why the others failed. Megadeth. Poor production, messy vocals. Metallica. Overwhelmingly heavy, inconsistent engagement, lack of melody.
Right.
James Blunt, on the other hand, gets praise for the opposite qualities. Clarity. The review highlights beautiful, more poppy songs. It's explicitly noted as being a bit more catchy than his previous stuff.
So it's about the execution within its own lane. It's clean, it's catchy, it's accessible.
Precisely. The songwriting skill is mentioned, specifically pointing to the track Best Laid Plans as excellent. That suggests an appreciation for, solid structure, good composition, things you can latch onto easily. So basically, the James Blunt album delivered exactly what the reviewers seemed to be prioritizing. Strong, clear, accessible songwriting, catchiness, and just an easy, enjoyable overall listen.
Whereas Justice, for all its genius, required more effort.
Exactly. Justice might be technically brilliant, but it demanded work from the listener. Some kind of trouble offered immediate polished engagement. In this specific four-way battle, Blunt's accessible pop just felt like a more complete, consistently enjoyable package to this one reviewer.
It really drives home the point, doesn't it? This album quest isn't searching for the most important or influential album.
Nope.
It's looking for the most enjoyable, maybe well-crafted album based on a very personal, specific set of tastes.
It just strips away all the external baggage, all the mythology, and focuses on the sound coming out of the speakers.
Okay, let's quickly recap the final official rankings for Group 146 just to cement Captain Blunt's victory.
All right, here it is. Fourth place, eliminated. Megadeth Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good.
Gone.
Third place, eliminated. Metallica and Justice for All.
Also gone.
Second place, qualifying. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell.
Bakes it through.
And the winner, first place, also qualifying, James Blunt, Some Kind of Trouble.
Wow, just laying it out like that really highlights how unique this whole process is. This exploration of the album quest really shows the value of this kind of Well, idiosyncratic critique.
It does. It forces you, the listener, to confront your own biases about genre, about what's supposed to be good, doesn't it?
Yeah. You just focus on the album itself and how it makes you feel, or how it made this reviewer feel.
And what's really striking is the entertainment value in the reasoning. Green's Rocks isn't just giving a rank. They're telling a story about why, using humor, personal anecdotes, it's justification through narrative, not objective points.
Which leads to a really interesting final thought for you listening right now. When you read or hear music criticism, what do you actually find more valuable? Is it that passionate, maybe funny, highly personal take, like the one we just dissected? Or do you prefer a more balanced, objective review that tries to cover all the bases fairly?
Yeah, what gives you more insight? Or even just more entertainment?
And maybe think about this too. If you had to rank these 4 specific albums, James Blunt, Meatloaf, Metallica, Megadeth, which one would come out on top for you? Would your winner be just as surprising?
Go have a listen, maybe make your own bizarre grouping, explore your own criteria. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.